Have you ever felt like your world revolves around one person, like their texts, calls, or even their moods dictate how you feel? If so, you might be too attached, and you're not alone. Attachment is natural, but when it becomes excessive, it can harm your emotional well-being and your relationships. Today, we're diving into 7 major signs that you're too attached to someone and what that means for you. Let's get started. Sign number 1. You feel anxious, even panicked, when they don't respond right away. If your heart starts racing the moment you see they've read your message but haven't replied, or if you start overanalyzing their last text, this is a red flag. Healthy attachment means trusting that the relationship is stable, even in silence. But when you're overly attached, you interpret every delay as a sign of rejection. The reality? People have lives, and not every silence means something negative. Maybe they're busy, maybe they're taking time for themselves, and that's okay. Try shifting your focus when you feel this way. Engage in a hobby, read a book, or call a friend. Giving space is essential for any healthy relationship. Sign number 2. You constantly seek reassurance. You might frequently ask, "Are we okay?" or "Do you still like me?" Of course, seeking reassurance occasionally is normal, but when it becomes a habit, it signals insecurity and fear of abandonment. You might even create problems just to test if the person still cares. This behavior can be exhausting for both you and your partner. Instead of relying on external validation, work on self-soothing techniques like journaling your thoughts, practicing mindfulness, or challenging negative self-talk. A strong relationship is built on trust, not constant validation. Sign number 3. You start neglecting your other relationships and interests. Have you stopped seeing your friends, pursuing hobbies, or doing things you once loved just to be available for this one person? If your life starts revolving solely around them, that's a sign of unhealthy attachment. A strong relationship should complement your life, not consume it. Maintaining friendships, hobbies, and personal goals makes you a more well-rounded person. Balance is key. Spending time apart strengthens relationships rather than weakens them. Sign number 4. You compromise your boundaries. Maybe you say yes when you really mean no. Maybe you tolerate disrespect because you fear losing them. When you're overly attached, your need to keep the relationship intact outweighs your own comfort and self-respect. Remember, a healthy relationship respects boundaries rather than dismisses them. If you feel uncomfortable or pressured, speak up. Setting boundaries isn't about pushing someone away, it's about creating a space where both of you feel safe and respected. Sign number 5. You have an extreme fear of losing them. It's normal to feel sad at the idea of a breakup, but if the thought terrifies you to the point where you'd do anything to keep them, even at your own expense, you're too attached. Love should bring happiness, not constant fear. Real connection thrives on mutual choice, not desperation. If you're clinging because you fear being alone, it might be time to work on self-reliance. Practice self-care, develop independence, and remind yourself that you are whole on your own. Sign number 6. You overanalyze everything they do. Did they say goodnight instead of good night, love? Did they take longer than usual to reply? When you're overly attached, your mind turns into a detective, searching for hidden meanings that aren't even there. Overanalyzing leads to unnecessary stress. Instead of assuming the worst, communicate openly. If something truly bothers you, ask about it directly instead of spiraling into doubt. Sign number 7. Your mood depends entirely on their attention. If a simple good morning text makes your whole day, but silence makes you spiral into sadness, that's a sign of emotional dependency. Your emotions shouldn't be a roller coaster dictated by someone else's behavior. A healthy relationship adds to your happiness. It doesn't control it. Cultivate self-love and find joy in activities beyond your relationship. The more emotionally independent you become, the healthier your attachments will be. If you see yourself in these signs, don't worry. You're not alone. And this doesn't mean you can't have healthy relationships. Self-awareness is the first step toward change. Start by focusing on self-love, setting boundaries, and finding happiness within yourself, not just through someone else. If this video resonated with you, hit that like button, subscribe for more insights into relationships and psychology, and drop a comment. What's the biggest sign you've noticed in yourself? Let's talk about it.